Although it's very important to always speak up when necessary, especially when you are trying to address negative expression or negative attitude projected towards you, your personality, or anything that has to do with you, it's still wisdom to know when to be silent in the midst of whatsoever that is being projected to us. That is the reason why I'll be sharing with us 20 instances on when to be silent in this video. I believe this video will help us to keep ourselves on check, especially when we are dealing with human beings, to avoid regretting anything in the future or to avoid anything that will affect us negatively. Stay tuned to the end. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time tuning in, you're hello, welcome to this YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking through this video. I'm Nwachukwu blessing, and in this channel we inspire young minds, break limiting beliefs and overcome life challenges. Today's video I'll be sharing with you 20 instances on when to be silent. 20 instances on when to be silent, and I would love to encourage you, please watch this video to the very end. You'll be blessed by this video. Please share to your friends, to your family members, to your loved ones, and thank you so much. Without further ado, sit back, relax, and I'll be right back. Before we dive right into this video, I would love to remind us, if you want to watch this video with caption, just click on the CC icon on the top left corner of this video. I think the left or the right. Just check the CC icon and click on it to activate the caption if you want to watch this video with caption. What I'm about to share with us today, I actually got it from social media. I came across this post on social media and it resonated with me a lot, and I said, let me talk about this, throw more light on it, because I somehow believe that it can help us in our journey. According to the writer of this post, she titled it When to Be Silent. So number one, when to be silent is in the heat of anger. Be silent in the heat of anger. In other words, when you are angry, refrain from reacting or talking too much at that point, because you might say some things you will regret after the anger. We need to be really intentional about this. When you are angry, train yourself not to speak, because you will speak in anger, you will vent in anger, and you will regret it later. Secondly, be silent when you don't have all the facts. Be silent when you don't have all the facts. This is very important. When you don't have all the facts, just be silent, because it will prevent you from giving wrong judgment. Thirdly, be silent when you haven't verified a story. If you haven't verified a story that is trending, please refrain yourself from talking about that story. This way, you protect your dignity, you protect your image. I will give us instances, or I'll give us example. Sometimes all this celebrity gossip, whenever it pops up, everybody wants to jump at the headline and talk about it just for the fun of it, for views, or to make money. And at the end of the day, it turned out that the story is not true. How do you intend to protect your dignity? How do you intend to protect your image with this kind of thing? So you really need to be silent when you haven't verified the story. The next one, be silent if your word will offend a weaker person. A lot of us, we are so careless with words. We don't even care the effect it has on people, or it will have on people. You are just so careless about your words. You really need to be in control of the kinds of words, the choice of words you use, especially when you are communicating with human being, because human being is emotional, they are sensitive, and you need to be very careful in dealing with them, especially the kind of words or the choice of words you use around them in order to protect the weaker ones. There are people who are not yet strong emotionally, and even if you are a strong person emotionally, you shouldn't judge the next person that they are strong emotionally. So just use the right and appropriate word at every given point in time, just to protect the weaker ones. Next one is be silent when it's time to listen. A lot of us sometimes we just listen because we want to respond or we want to reply immediately. It is one thing to listen and it's another thing to process what you've listened to or what you've heard before you now give response. When you give yourself time to process what you've heard or what you've listened to, it will enable you to be in full control of whatsoever that is coming out from your mouth, and it will help you to say the right things. Instead of saying the wrong ones, it will help you to say the right thing that is needed at that point in time, and it will help you also to sound intelligent. The next one is be silent when you are tempted to make light of holy things. Very, very important. A lot of us, we are victim of this. We make jest of holy things. We are careless when talking about men of God, ministers of God, Holy Bible, praying in the Holy Ghost, groaning in the Spirit. We just say these things with no care, with carelessness. We make jest of these things. These are holy things. When you don't know what to say, just be silent. When you don't have something reasonable to talk about these holy things or holy people or ministers of God, please be silent about it, because this passage of the scripture that said, "Touch not my anointed and do my prophet no harm," is very real. Please be careful when you are talking about ministers of God. They are holy people. They are spiritual people, and we need to be careful when we are talking about them to avoid making jest of them. It attracts punishment from God. It can actually bring you problem in your life journey. So be careful when you are talking about holy things. This way you will save yourself from a lot of trouble. The next one, be silent when you are tempted to joke about sin. Be silent when you are tempted to joke about sin. Please. Sin is no joke, not something we need to joke about. It's not something to play about. It is something to refrain from. It is something to ask God for grace to avoid. It is something we need to be intentional about, because it will determine where we spend eternity. And it's not something to joke about, or it's not even something to have fun about. It's something serious, and we need to take it seriously and be silent if actually want to talk nonsense about it. Next one, be silent if you would be ashamed of your word later, or if you'll be ashamed of your words later. You need to be silent. Very, very important. You wouldn't want to say something and later you are regretting everything you've said or everything you've voiced out. Just be silent. It's even better to protect yourself by being silent than saying something that you regret ever saying. Just be silent. If you will regret that thing tomorrow, don't say it. Next one is be silent if your word would convey the wrong impression. It's better to be safe, silent, than saying something that will give an opposite reflection of you, opposite reflection of what you are saying, or opposite reflection of how you act or behave. It's better to be silent. If it will give a wrong impression about you or about anybody, just be silent about it. The next one is be silent if the issue is none of your business. When something is none of your business, just be silent about it. A lot of people are fond of prognosing in matters that are not their concern. This is not your business. Why involving yourself in it? Why trying to know every detail about that? It doesn't make people see you from a good light. Just be silent when you are about to prognose into things that are not your concern or people's matter that are not your business. Next one, be silent when you are tempted to tell an outright lie. Very, very important. If that lie you are about to lie will cost you shame and disgrace tomorrow, please avoid it. Avoid that lie. If that lie will cause you to make fool of yourself, please avoid it. It's better to protect your integrity. Your integrity is everything. Please protect it. It's better to protect yourself than telling a lie that will bring you shame and disgrace tomorrow. The next one is be silent if your word will damage someone else's reputation. If what you're about to say today will damage someone else's reputation, be silent about it. You don't want to go about hurting people and trying to protect your own image. It doesn't work. If you're hurting anyone by what you say against them, automatically in non-distant time you will experience the same. So it's very important, just the way you want to protect your reputation, try to protect other people's reputation. Just protect people's reputation. Do not mess up people's image trying to protect yours. It will cost you your own reputation. We really need to be silent when we are about to damage other people's reputation. The next one, be silent if your word will damage a friendship. If your word will damage a friendship, be silent about it. Please, very, very important. You have to be silent when your word, anything you're about to say, will damage that 10 years of friendship or 20 years of friendship. Just be silent about it. Do not say it. If it would damage something, do not say it. The next one, be silent when you are feeling critical. Be silent, because at that point you are feeling critical, you can say a lot of things that you will regret. You can take a lot of action that you will regret, and it will bring you a negative image. People will start seeing you from a wrong perspective. It will give you a negative impression, and it will make people to perceive you negatively. So it's very important to be silent in critical situations. Next one, be silent if you can't say it without screaming. Be silent if you can't say it without screaming. A lot of people are victim of this. They will always want to scream that thing they want to say. If you can say it without screaming, just be silent about it, because there is nothing nice and there is nothing gorgeous about screaming about everything. Just be silent if you can say it quietly. Next one, be silent if you can't. Be silent if your word will be a poor reflection of your family and friends. If your word will be a poor reflection of your family and friends. Just like what I've said earlier, if what you're about to say will reflect negatively on your friends and your family, just be silent about it. What will you gain? What will you gain? Causing people pain. What will you gain? Making people feel uncomfortable about themselves. What will you gain? You will gain absolutely nothing. Instead, it will damage you the more. So it's very important you are silent when what you're about to say will damage the reputation of a family or friends. The next one is be silent if you may have to eat your words back. I've already said similar thing before. Be silent if after saying that you will regret ever saying it, and you'll be wishing you never said it. Just be silent. It's better to be silent, and you will protect your image a lot more. The next one, be silent if you have already said it more than one time. A lot of people are good at saying things over and over again. Just in a day, you've said this thing like 5 times, 6 times, or 10 times. There's nothing good about repeating things, and it will come to a point when people know you for repeating a particular word or statement over and over again. They will stop caring more about that. They will take you for granted, and they will not take whatsoever that is coming from you seriously. So you need to be silent when you have to be repeating that thing over and over. It's good enough to say it once, and when you say it once, people will even listen more. When you are now repeating it over and over again, that word you are trying to communicate will lose its effectivity in the lives of people. So be silent when you have to repeat that over and over again. The next one is be silent when you are tempted to flatter a wicked person. Very, very important. This point hit me very well, because I think I'm a victim of this. Sometimes I want people to feel good about themselves, and I end up not telling them the truth or flattering them in order to cover the truth. It's not really good. It's not nice at all. If someone is being rude and mean, wicked, be straightforward and let them know they are getting it all wrong. Do not try to flatter them to make them feel good of themselves or to make them happy, to puff their ego. It won't correct that error. It can't correct that error. The only thing that can correct that error is when you call them to attention, you call their attention and make them understand that this they are doing is not right. That way you will be able to help them navigate that aspect of their life that is so horrible. Stop flattering people. You know they need correction, you know they need help, and you're flattering them, puffing up their ego. It won't help them in any way. Stop doing that. I've learned from this post, and I'm working on this. The next one is be silent when you are supposed to be working instead. Be silent when you are supposed to be working instead. Very, very important. When you are working, it's so important that you are silent. That way you will be more productive. When you are checking, working, your attention is divided. Your attention is divided. It will make you not to focus on what you are doing. It will make you not to focus on your work and probably cause you mistake that will affect your work, affect you, affect whatsoever you are doing at that point in time. So always concentrate when you are working. Learn to be silent, not to be talking. You are working, but you are talking to like 5 different kinds of people at the same time. How do you expect to be productive? How do you expect to understand what you are even doing? I know a lot of people are good at multitasking, but it's still very important that you are silent when you are doing important business. Alright guys, you're already coming to the end of this video, and I do really hope you are blessed by this video. I do hope you got value from this video just like I did. I learned a lot of things from this post when I first read it. That was why I brought it here, and I believe you've gotten something from this video. If you are really inspired by this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Let us know what you think down in the comments section below. It will be great if you share this video to your friends, to your family members, to your loved ones. Thank you so much for doing that. I still remember myself, Nwachukwu blessing, and I hope to talk to you soon.